What's up, guys? I'm Tim. This is New Craft Workshop, Beginners Woodworking, Episode 1, 2025, starts right now. All right, guys, welcome in. And first off, if this is your first time catching the channel since the beginning of the year, Happy New Year to each and every one of you guys. It's been a while since we've posted our Beginners Woodworking series. I've tossed some content up over the past couple of weeks, but beginners stuff, we're getting back after it today. So a couple quick things before we start the build today. Format change is coming to this particular series. Instead of doing 3 projects every 2 weeks, we're going to turn this down just slightly. We're going to do 1 project each and every Friday for you beginners.
Things change.
Also, format change, instead of showing you a basic build and kind of leaving it at that for you guys to make it your own, which I still hope you do, I'm going to show the complete process moving forward. So for today's project, you're going to get the cut list and tool list like we always do at the beginning, but you're going to see every process. We're going to cut all of the material. We're going to assemble all of the material, and you're going to see things like sanding and finishing, which on this project is going to be stain and some polyurethane. So we're going to change it up a little bit, give you guys a little bit more information on each particular project, but we're going to cut it down to 1 an episode and do it every Friday. So hopefully you guys like that. Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. It's only going to wind up being a few less projects over the course of the year. You're just going to get 1 every Friday instead of 2 or 3 every other Friday. If that makes sense. Thing number 2, real quick, before we get this build started, a couple of great things have happened and we are rolling out a bunch of stuff. So first up, down in the description, you're going to see a link to our Facebook group page. That group is up and running. It is public. I am going to be moderating that group. I am not going to be in that group 24 hours a day, answering each and every one of your questions, replying to each and every one of your posts. I will do my absolute best, but it's open to public, and what I want from you guys is to get down in that Facebook group, post your project that you're building in your shop, ask your questions, and for the record, there's no stupid question. If somebody in the group isn't being responsive in a polite way, I'm going to moderate that. This is going to be what I hope is a community of us woodworkers getting together, hopping on Facebook, sharing our ideas and our thoughts with each other, our tips and tricks and our techniques. And when people ask a question, somebody step up and give it an answer. I'll do my best to do the same, but I can't guarantee I'm going to be on there all the time. But that's number 1. Number 2, the website is up. If you haven't checked it, there's a link down in the description for that as well. Merchandise is coming. New Craft Workshop logoed merchandise, koozies, keychains, t-shirts, coffee mugs, etc. And then we're also going to have some that have the Make It Your Own slogan on there. Hope you guys will check that out on the website and support our channel through offering some merchandise and some plans for you guys. Last thing, and then I promise we're going to get right after this build. I also have drawn a blank as to what I was going to tell you because I had a little list in my head, and God help me if I can't remember exactly what I was about to say.
Getting old.
So, Facebook, website, memberships are up. They are down in the description as well, and you can click the link. It's right between this video and the title/description of this video. There's a thing that says join. I'm offering 3 membership levels, and let me just tell you guys, the most expensive one is less than $10 a month, and let me tell you what you're going to get for that. You're going to get discounts on any merchandise, any plans, purchased through my website, 10% off of everything, a couple of orders, and you've paid for your membership that month. Number 2, first and third Friday of each month, we are going to do a live chat, which will be available to members only. And then you're going to get some extra little things like access a day early to some videos. We're going to do some member only videos, as well as like some polls for you guys that are members only. And at the end of each particular video, I'm going to give a shout out to everyone who supports our channel. As a matter of fact, there's already 2 of you, so your names are going to pop up on the screen at the end of this video. So that's all I got. Let's get right after this build. All right, so for this project, which is that cool book holder, we're gonna be using some dimensional lumber from the big box stores. I am using a 1x6. Feel free to use a 1x8 or a 1x10, depending on how deep, thick, whatever word you wanna use for this project. This is going to be a fairly simple build, but we are gonna need some angles to make this thing work. So as always on my beginners series here on the channel, let's start with our cut list. Again, I'm using 1x6. We're gonna need 3 pieces today. We are going to need 1 piece cut at 13 inches. We're going to need 1 piece cut at 9 inches, and we're gonna need 1 piece cut at 6 inches. Now, let me show you exactly how each of these particular cuts are going to be made. Then we're gonna head over to the miter saw and get everything cut, and then you'll kind of see how this thing is gonna come together. All right, I have grabbed a scrap piece of 1x here. This is not the actual board we're gonna be using on the build, but I did wanna show you guys how this is going to get cut. So, our 13-inch piece, on one end, we're gonna be at a 90 degree, and on the opposite end, we're going to be 30 degrees, like so. That's gonna be our 13-inch piece. Now, our 9-inch piece, which is going to be our first piece that runs this way, we're going to need a 30-degree cut on this end and a 30-degree cut on the upper end, which is going to be what forms the top of our triangle. These 2 cuts on our 9-inch piece are going to be running in opposite directions of each other. We don't want them running parallel. We want them coming in together. And then our final piece is going to be our 6-inch piece. It's going to need a 30-degree cut on one end, and it's going to need a 90-degree squared off cut on the other. Once these 3 pieces are cut, we'll get the assembly process started, and you'll see how this comes together. It's fairly easy. It just sounds like we got a lot of cuts in here that are angled. So let's head over to the miter saw, get this done. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is I've measured down to my 13-inch mark. I'm fortunate enough to have a saw that has a bevel feature built in. If you do not, look, just move your miter saw over to 30 degrees, stand your board up. It's gonna give you the same thing. I'm just gonna use my bevel because I have that feature available. So we're going to pop this thing over to 30 degrees, lock it in place, and then we are going to do our cut. So first cut here at 30. Now, our next cut is 9, and remember, we want our two cuts, excuse me, to come into each other. So we're gonna just simply flip this board over. That's gonna allow our next cut to come in towards the other cut. And again, you can see that wobble there. Actually, you know what? It's on my pin at the other end, so I'm not too worried about it. This one we're gonna do at 9 inches. And our final cut is gonna be at 6 inches. So again, we're just simply gonna flip this over, and we want our 6 inches to be from our angled cut on the long side of that cut. Hopefully that makes sense. We don't want to measure from here. We want to measure from the outside of that cut. So we're going to pop this back up to 0 and get this last cut made. All right, so here are our 3 pieces, and this is basically what we're going to have. We're going to have a base. One of our cuts is going to go here. Our other cut is going to go here, and we're going to form basically an open triangle that's going to allow us to put our reading glasses, which when you get my age, you need, and then we'll have some room on the end for our coffee mug. So the way this thing is going to go together is we are going to glue this in place, and I am going to tack it with my brad nailer. If you don't have a brad nailer, feel free to use your hammer and nails, or simply clamp this in place and wait for your glue to dry. I get impatient when I'm filming these videos, so I'm not gonna wait. I'm going to clamp it, and then I'll putty that up before we do our stain and finish. So let's get this going with some glue and our brad nailer. All right, now we can take our 6-inch piece. We have our angled cut here and our flat surface. We're just gonna line these up like this. Follow the same procedure, a little bit of glue, a couple brad nails, and then this portion of this easy project is wrapping up. So we're gonna flip this up on its side, We're going to do the same process. So at this point, this is what we have. Very basic build that is all dependent on getting our angles and our lengths right. So as you can see, we're gonna have room for our coffee mug. Our book is going to basically rest up against this. It's now time to let this glue dry. Editing, you won't notice. I'll be back that fast. But yeah, we're gonna let this glue dry, and then we're gonna get after the sanding and finishing. And I'm gonna show you guys a couple of things that we need to do to get a really good finish on this pine from the big box stores. So I'll catch you in just a second.
That was fast.
All right, so this thing is set up good enough for me to get on to the next step, which is gonna be sanding. Now, sanding is extremely important when it comes to getting a good quality finish. If you don't take your time when you're sanding, your finish is not going to look as well as it should. So I'm gonna run two different grits over this. I'm gonna run I don't want to lie to you. I'm going to run a 120, and then I'm going to run a 220 over this. I'm going to use my orbital sander, my palm sander. If you don't have one, feel free to sand this by hand. I'm also going to knock a little bit of this sharp edge off of these corners where our angles are. But again, 120, we're going to run that over this very well, and then we're going to run a 220 over it as well. Now, for those of you who say, why didn't you sand your boards before you put them together, because it's going to be tough to get your sander in here. You're completely right. Again, mistakes happen. Sometimes I leave them in, and today's your lucky day. You got to see two so far. So sanding, let's grab my mask, 120, 220, let's go. And one thing to mention is whenever you are sanding by hand, which I shouldn't be doing this because I should have sanded this before I put it together, always sand with the grain. Hopefully you can see this. We've got grain running this way. We always want to sand with the grain. It's going to give you a much smoother finish, and we don't want to go against it ever when we're hand sanding. And again, I'm just going to kind of take some of these sharp edges off this board on all of these places, and then we're going to wipe this down with our cloth, and we're going to get ready for finish. Now, we are utilizing big box store grade 2 pine, which is not high quality lumber. So we need to prep this before we can get a really good finish on something like this. So we are going to be using some stain. I'm actually going to be using some dark walnut today. I just want this a little bit dark for where I'm going to be putting this. But we don't want to just add stain to this bare pine. We want to use what's called a pre-stain conditioner. This is going to prep our wood for our stain. Now, I'm going to brush this on, and I'm going to cover every single piece of this, including the bottom. Once this pre-conditioner dries, then we can apply our stain. But this is a very important step right here. When you're using a material like pine, especially a lower grade pine like I'm honestly using for this project today. So condition, let's let it dry completely, and then we'll be back to put our stain on. All right, we are back, and this is dried. I've placed a piece of cardboard to protect my bench because, you know, like, it's just so beautiful already. But
It's beautiful.
I like to put my stain on with a rag. I know some people like to brush it. I just prefer to put mine on with a rag. It seems to go a little faster for me. We're going to put this on, and we're going to let it set very briefly. This is a dark walnut stain, but we're not going to stain this super dark. When you're staining, remember this is a beginner's channel, so you probably don't know this, or you might not know this. When you're staining, the longer you let your stain set, the darker it is going to be. It's going to penetrate the wood more, and it's going to become a darker finish. If you decide to rub this off and you don't think it's dark enough, as long as you do it before you put on your polyurethane or your shellac or your clear or whatever you're going to put on top, you can add another coat. I'm going to let this set for maybe 3-4 minutes max, and then I'm going to wipe this off. So I'm going to use a rag to put it on, and then once we get this entire thing covered, I'll grab a clean rag and we'll pull all of our stain off. All right, so we've got our stain rubbed out, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell this on camera. I hope you can. There's definitely a color variance here. This is kind of common when it comes to pine. We're going to get quite a bit of different colors here, and your end grain is always going to take the stain and be darker than it is going to be here on your surface. So had we not used our preconditioner, I can assure you right now that this particular board would be very splotchy looking, and we don't want splotchy even when we're using a really low end, what I would call cheap wood. So it is what it is. If you want to step this up, look, poplar is going to be a better choice. It's a little bit more expensive, but it takes stain and paint a whole lot better than pine does. And if you really feel comfortable building this with some more expensive material, step up to something like some cedar or oak, something along those lines. And if you're lucky like me and you have a distributor in your area for some hardwoods, get yourself some cherry or walnut. This is going to be able to be elevated even above what we're doing here on the beginner series, and this could be something really nice that you could gift someone or possibly even pop up on your Etsy store if you have one. So last step, we're going to clear coat this thing. Now, because of the nooks and cranny here, I am not going to bother with a brush on this. I'm going to spray my finish on. I get a really good smooth finish with spray on poly, and that's what I'm going to do today. So let me grab my mask, let me kick on my fan out here, and let's spray this thing down. And before anybody says anything, yes, I know this is a dust mask and not necessarily a mask for VOCs or anything like that. But look, check it out. I'm using water-based polyurethane, so we're safe. I'm doing this mainly because I just don't want to get that crap in my lungs, whether it's water-based or not. So we're going to shake this up really well. We are going to start on the inside of our project here, and we're just going to use long sweeping motions, try to get this on as smooth as possible. Once I get a coat on here, we're going to let it dry, give it a light sanding with about a 300 grit, and then we're going to put on a secondary coat. Once that's done, this project is finished. All right, so that wraps up episode 1 of our Beginners Woodworking Series 2025 edition. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the format. We're going to cut these videos down a little bit in length. I'm hoping to keep each one of these, look, I got some stain on me. I'm hoping to keep each one of these around 12 to 14 minutes, and we're going to do them every single Friday. If you have any ideas for projects we should or could build here on this particular series, Instagram, Facebook, email, pipe it up right here on the screen. Shoot me an email, hit me up on social media, whatever you want to do. Send me your project ideas. If we build something here on the channel that you suggested, not only will I give you a shout out on the channel and pump out your social media handle, randomly, if I use your thing, I'll send somebody a $10 or $20 gift card to Amazon. So I love giving back, and in return, I hope that you guys just enjoy the content that we continue to produce. So that's all I got for you today on episode 1, Beginners Woodworking. We'll see you next Friday, and we will catch you on YouTube.